Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of English Tales where we help you improve your English skills. My name is Liam and I'm here with my co-host Emma. We're going to talk about something that I think many of you can relate to, the fear of speaking English. Hi Emma, how are you doing today, Emma?
Hi Liam. Hi everyone. I'm doing great, thank you. This is such an important topic, and I'm really excited to dive into it with you.
Let's start with the basics. Emma, why do you think so many people are afraid to speak English, even if they've been studying it for a while?
I think it comes down to a few key things. Liam, first, there's the fear of making mistakes. No one wants to feel embarrassed or be judged, especially when you're putting yourself out there and trying something new. Then, there's the anxiety of not being understood or not understanding others. Communication is such a fundamental part of human interaction, and when there's a language barrier, it can feel really fearful.
We often worry about being judged or laughed at if we say something incorrectly, but the truth is, making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process.
Exactly. It's how we learn. It's important to remember that native English speakers are usually patient and understanding when non-native speakers make errors. They appreciate the effort you're putting into learning their language. It's understandable to feel self-conscious about your accent, but it's essential to remember that accents are a part of our identity. They make us unique and shouldn't hinder our ability to communicate. English speakers are generally open-minded and accepting of different accents.
So, how can we overcome these fears and build confidence in speaking English? One effective strategy is to practice speaking with native speakers or language exchange partners. Additionally, watching English movies, TV shows, or listening to podcasts can help improve your listening skills and expose you to different accents and natural speech patterns.
Yes, engaging in conversations with native speakers provides an opportunity to practice and receive feedback. Start with simple conversations and gradually increase the difficulty level. Remember, practice makes perfect. I remember when I first moved to an English-speaking country, I was so nervous about speaking in public. One time, I had to order food at a restaurant, and I completely froze. I couldn't remember how to say what I wanted, and I ended up pointing at the menu like a deer in headlights. It was so embarrassing, but looking back, it was just a small moment. After that, I realized that the world didn't end, and the only way to get better was to keep trying.
I've had similar experiences. I think the turning point for me was when I started to see those mistakes as learning opportunities instead of failures. Once I shifted my mindset, I began to feel more comfortable and confident.
So, Liam, what tips would you give to someone who's struggling with the fear of speaking English?
Well, first and foremost, I'd say don't be afraid to make mistakes. It sounds simple, but it's huge. Embrace the fact that you're learning. Secondly, practice regularly. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. Even if it's just talking to yourself in the mirror or recording your voice, it helps build confidence. Immersing yourself in the language can boost your confidence and help you become more comfortable with English.
Those are great tips. I'd also add finding a supportive environment where you can practice without pressure. Whether it's a language exchange group, a class, or even just a friend who's patient and encouraging. Having that support can make a big difference.
And don't forget to celebrate small victories. Every time you push past your fear and speak, no matter how small the conversation, it's a win.
Yes, recognizing progress is so important. It keeps you motivated and reminds you that you're moving forward, even if it's just one step at a time.
Emma, what would you say to someone who's about to face a real-life situation where they have to speak English, like a job interview or meeting new people?
I'd say, prepare as much as you can, but also go in with the mindset that it's okay not to be perfect. If you're nervous, take a deep breath and focus on the message you want to convey rather than getting every word right. Remember, communication is about connection, not perfection.
Exactly. And if you do make a mistake, don't dwell on it. Just keep the conversation going. Most people won't even notice, and those who do will likely appreciate your effort.
Lastly, it's important to set realistic goals and celebrate your progress along the way. Learning a new language takes time, effort. Take small steps. Be patient with yourself, and remember that every time you speak, you're growing and improving. Making mistakes is part of the learning process, and with practice and persistence, you can become a confident English speaker.
Absolutely. And just know that you're not alone on this journey. We're all in it together. together. And with time, effort, and a bit of courage, you'll overcome that fear and speak English with confidence. Thanks so much for joining me today, Emma. This has been such an insightful conversation, and I'm sure our listeners will find it really helpful.
Thank you, Liam. It was a pleasure talking with you.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning into this episode of English Tales. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, you're doing great.